Hey, everybody. This is the Ranting Monkey, and I screwed up my own opening. God damn it.
Yay!
Yay. With me, as always, is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Yay!
And the lovely SDA is joining us as well. Say hello.
Hi.
Thank you for not getting offended at me calling you lovely. How are you guys tonight?
I'm good.
I've been laid up all day with a migraine, and I'm still coming out of it, I guess. So I've been fuzzy all day. I started late last night. I kind of felt that familiar little pain on the one little part of my head where migraines start. And I thought, okay, well, I'll sleep it off. And I woke up this morning and it was still there. I was like, shit.
Oh.
So I go to work, and I'm all fuzzy at work, and I'm all a little, vertigoed and a little nauseous, but I'm like, I got to get my work done. Got to get my work done. I don't have any backup today. Got to get my work done. So I got about 3 hours in, and I was just like, I can't concentrate. The light is hurting my eyes. I can't think. I need to go. I tell my boss, and fortunately, well, not fortunately in the sense that it's true, but fortunately that he could empathize. His wife also suffers from migraines. So he's like, oh, well, shit, go feel better. And I said, okay. And I came home, laid down for about 3 hours. It kind of went away a little bit, but now my head's just sore and I'm still a little fuzzy. But I got all my requisite responsibilities done as far as like ads and stuff, and also made a video. So I was relatively productive for being completely out of my head all day.
So Fuzzy Scribe is productive. Cool.
I'm fuzzy.
It's better than being a furry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And how?
Guys, my bathroom is done. I'm so happy.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I have to walk upstairs to use the bathroom now. Well, I had to, and that's not easy for me. So I'm happy that's done. I have one little butt story for you. We're going to start with that. She was bored, so I had her come down with me and put stuff back in the bathroom. And we get into the bathroom, and I flipped on the light, and she goes, "No." I'm like, "What?" She grabs a little step stool. She goes, "I do it." She set it down. She jumps up there, turned off the light, and then turned it back on. Like, okay.
Super cute.
Oh my god.
That's my girl. But other than that, I don't have anything. I do. I want to start the news tonight. And
well,
I don't have a.
I'll just go to the corner and sit in it and look off into space.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
You wait a minute. And the reason for this is because I actually want to talk about something related to it. Watching Phil DeFranco today, he talked about the story out of the University of Hartford. I want to say the girls' names were Jazz and Brianna. They're college roommates, and Jazz feels unwanted in her dorm room with Brianna. And she starts getting really sick. Her throat is closing up, and doctors can't figure out what's wrong with her. Well, because of the whole situation, she decides to move out, and she's slowly moving her stuff out. And Brianna finally asks her, are you moving out? And she says, yes, I am. To which Brianna goes to Instagram and posts that she finally got rid of her roommate. And then she lists off the very disgusting ways that she did it. Things like spitting in her food, rubbing a used tampon on her backpack.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Putting moldy clam chowder or something like that into her lotion.
The fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, yeah. She now claims that she didn't do the stuff with the lotion. She admits to the bodily fluid stuff.
Oh, good
like,
for you.
Yeah. But here's my problem with it. Brianna hasn't been punished at college yet.
Why not?
She's facing well, I don't know.
Okay.
She's facing criminal charges.
Good.
But she hasn't been. She has a 4-year, $20,000 scholarship.
Uh-huh.
She hasn't lost that. She hasn't been kicked out. She hasn't been put on academic probation.
Mm-hmm.
If this had been a guy who hugged her in when she didn't want to be hugged, his ass would be out, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. This is a woman who could have, I mean, doing stuff like that. I mean,
Well,
that's disgusting. You can make people very sick, as she did.
is that what?
And
That's
so-
what I was just about to ask. Is that what happened? Is that why this girl got so sick?
Yeah, well, like she said, she sleeps with her backpack hanging from her bed, which puts it right by her face. So her period blood covered backpack was right next to her face all night.
Well, I'm just glad that she's facing criminal charges first and foremost, because the school stuff, yeah, it happened at school. It happened in a school dorm, I'm assuming.
Yes.
It happened on campus, so that she should be under some kind of punishment for that. But that aside, if she faces like third-degree assault or some other charges and gets convicted of that, no.
She's not facing those. I forget what the charges are. They're very minor charges. Each one carries.
Are you kidding me? I'm sorry.
No.
That's just fucked up.
She's not facing assault charges. I think it was criminal mischief, and I forget what the other one was. Both are misdemeanors.
You know how you're not okay. Maybe this sounds crazy or over the top to some people, but that's a really good way to expose somebody to bloodborne diseases and things like that.
Yep.
I mean, in my opinion, we should be treating this as though she tried to give this poor girl AIDS.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
if I poison someone's coffee, I'm guilty of assault.
Yes.
At minimum. I mean, depending on what I was doing, at minimum. So her, in multiple different scenarios, in multiple different ways, trying to affect this person's health adversely, putting mold in things.
Yeah.
That's at least, and I'm being generous in saying that's at least third-degree assault at minimum.
These are things that could kill people.
Thank you, Jordan. Criminal mischief and some sort of disturbing the peace charge. Yeah, that's what she's
fucked
facing.
up. I mean, these are actions that could potentially kill someone.
Yeah.
Or
anyway, I am highly
seriously
allergic to
injure
mold.
them. Yeah. Like,
I wonder if there's a morals clause to that scholarship she's got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering. I as I was listening to this, I am glad she's at least facing some consequence legally.
Yeah.
I think the charges are they're a joke.
Yeah.
But as I'm listening to this and hearing that the college hasn't done anything, because it actually gets worse. The RA is the one who came to her and pointed out the Instagram post. And apparently the college got with her. They moved her to a different room, cleaned out all the nasty stuff, and told her that's the end of it, and made her sign a paper saying she wouldn't talk about it.
What?
Yeah.
okay, this is potentially, like you said, you're allergic to mold, okay? And this is something that could have severely hurt her. I mean, this was at least an attempt at severe bodily harm.
The college made her sign a gag order. Okay, I'm curious. Where does the scholarship come from? Does it come from the college?
I don't know. That part he didn't say.
All right, I don't want to be...
Is the college writing its money on this girl's reputation, and that's what they're afraid of? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't want to be a bitch or like that guy. But, okay. On a scale of Irish to wouldn't have a problem in the sun, how much of a problem would each of these people have in the sun?
Well, let me put it this way. At the end of the Instagram post said, finally got rid of Jamaican Barbie.
Jamaican Barbie!
That's what she called her, yes.
Shit.
And
so she's a racist, and she was doing this, and the college isn't taking any action. What the fuck?
Yes. I hadn't even gotten to that part yet. Yeah,
What does Jamaican Barbie even mean? Like,
she's a black girl with very curly hair, very long curly hair.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sake.
The girl who was assaulted is black, and the other one is whiter than the screen that I'm looking at right now.
Well, then that's even fucking weirder, given the current climate.
What college is this?
University of Hartford.
The Connecticut?
Okay.
Connecticut?
Yeah, that's that's triple weird. I'm like, okay, maybe if they're like worried that punishing her will be seen as racist or something, then maybe. But that's like a whole bunch of weird stacked on top of weird.
Do you want to hear her excuse? Because somebody just posted it in the chat here. Her excuse for doing all of this, why she did it, because her roommate posted a Snapchat of her snoring.
Oh, well, that's proportional.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, how fucking bad do you snore, you crazy ass bitch? Sorry. I would feel bad for you, except for the fact that you almost killed someone, in which case, fuck you.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take over the top news, but that one really pissed me off, especially how lenient the college is being about this. This is fucking insane to me.
Yeah, especially making the victim sign a gag order. That just,
Yeah.
I mean, not that it matters now because it's all out there. It's like, okay, well, she can't talk about it, but then we already know what happened because the perpetrator told us in a grocery list what she did.
Yeah, the only reason this all actually got out, because the gag order came after the Instagram post.
Sure.
The only reason is because Jazz said, fuck this, and went to Facebook and did a live stream about it. And apparently it blew up all over social media. Sorry, guys, I haven't been on social media much the last couple of days. But yeah, this is fucking disgusting.
All right, well.
And the simple charge of a guy, doing the wrong thing, and it doesn't even have, I'm not talking rape or even assault. It can just be awkward behavior, and he's gone. And this cunt was trying to kill somebody. Now I get it. She probably didn't think that part through.
No, she probably didn't. She should still be held responsible for that because essentially that's what her fucking actions did.
And
I forgot that part. There's a line where she said, putting her toothbrush where the sun doesn't shine. So she was rubbing the girl's toothbrush on her ass. Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay.
You know who deserves $20,000 in scholarship money? People that don't think before they act.
Yeah, no shit. So yeah, check out Philly D's video for more information on this. I just, yes, the police are involved now. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. According to the college, because the college did come out with a statement, and they said they informed the authorities pretty much immediately. But the college didn't come out and say anything or really act on this until Jazz made her video, and social media did what it does. They bombarded the school with comments about it. So this is just the story pisses me off. One, that's fucking gross. That's disgusting. And two, the way that they are treating this girl with fucking kids gloves is pissing me off. And that's why you don't have roommates, guys.
No, I completely agree. I mean, the fact that this girl got sick, so sick, and they had no idea what was wrong with her.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit. And they're just acting like, whoops. Guess it was a bad roommate combo. That's fucked up. Fucked up.
Sorry about mispronouncing your name. I'm so bad with names. Anyway, so do we have real news?
Yeah, I just responded to the wrong tweet. I thought Bates Mama was wishing me well because of my migraine, but no, she was responding to a news story that's breaking right now.
Uh-oh, what's breaking?
Now, let me get this up because it just happened apparently in the last minute or 5 or 15 minutes. Multiple parties down in shooting at Thornton Walmart. Hold on. Let me get this muted so I'm not blasted in my ears. Thornton, Colorado. Multiple parties are down in a shooting at a Walmart in Thornton, according to police. It happened at 9900 Grant Street. Police want people to stay away from the area. Quote, a witness shared this with Fox 31. I'm safe at home. I don't know much. I was just picking up my last item and about to head towards the checkout. Heard 2 slow pops that sounded like they were coming from the front checkout area, and then started to run as about 4 more shots rang out a little faster. At that point, everyone was just running and screaming. I don't know if the shooting continued at that point or not. Let's see. A medical helicopter landing zone has been established. Emergency vehicles are racing to the scene. This is happening right now, so there's not much information at present. I'll keep refreshing it.
All right. I'm going to go out on a limb and say disgruntled employee. Real quick.
Yes.
Thank you, Corey. Guess I have to add this to Sandy Hook and the Russians spying off the coast. Yeah.
But in other horrible news, I suppose, or at least the aftermath thereof, New York attack, suspect charged with terrorism offenses, not surprising. The suspect in New York's deadliest terror attack since 9/11 has been charged with federal terrorism offenses in connection with Tuesday's attack in Manhattan, in which 8 people were killed. Sayfullo Saipov, a 29-year-old Uzbekistan native who was living in New Jersey, is charged with providing material support to ISIS and violence and destruction of motor vehicles. That's just a strange charge. Saipov appeared in federal court in a wheelchair and didn't enter a plea. Saipov told investigators he was inspired by Islamic State videos, in particular one showing ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, a federal criminal complaint states. The suspect decided to conduct a truck attack, quote, to inflict maximum damage against civilians, unquote, and that he specifically chose to strike on Halloween, quote, because he believed there would be more civilians on the street for the holiday, the complaint says. He began, sorry?
I just said ass. Keep going. I'm sorry.
He began planning an attack a year ago and decided 2 months ago to use a truck. One of Saipov's cell phones reviewed by law enforcement contained approximately 90 videos, quote, many of which appeared to be ISIS-related propaganda. The phone also had almost 4,000 images, many of which were ISIS propaganda. Latest developments. 5 Argentinian high school classmates, 2 young American men, and a Belgian mother were identified as the victims. President Donald Trump called Mayor Bill de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo to offer any federal assistance needed. The suspect arrived in the U.S. as part of the Diversity Immigrant Visa Program, and an Uzbek national is being questioned in connection with the attack, law enforcement sources say. The individual previously identified as Makhamadzor Kadyrov, something like that, may have pertinent information and is possibly an associate of the suspect. And then they go into a review of the attack itself. So that's the latest and greatest there. It's not specified whether or not he was actually a member of ISIS or just essentially a fanboy. It sounds more like he's a fanboy, but who knows at this point?
You know, what little I did see on Twitter today, there's a whole lot of people that we already have the Muslim Defense Brigade out there. Saw one guy complaining because people were commenting on this guy's beard. Lots of people, you know, oh, it's not all Muslims. I understand there are nice Muslims out there, but it's the ideology that's fucked, and it's time to start calling it out. I'm sick of this shit, because that's how you do it. You don't get positive change by pretending that everything's okay when it's obviously fucking not.
I'm sorry, Monkey. I think you mean Muslims.
Muslims, yeah, it's fucking Muslims.
You're supposed to be respectful, god damn it. It's Muslims
Jordan
and
here?
it's Islam.
Jordan, could you make me a picture of a moose with a really fucked up Muslim beard?
What, you mean like Bullwinkle?
Whenever
Yes, Bullwinkle with a terrorist beard.
With an O and like written out, I always think of mausoleum for whatever, because that's what it looks like to me. Because the first time I saw it, I was like, why is it mausoleum in this sentence? And I was like, oh, they mean Muslim.
Yeah.
Just trying to be fancy.
And I oh God, I'm just so tired of the defense of this shit. When we saw what happened in Charlottesville, there was no hashtag not all white people, hashtag not all white supremacists. No. We had no problem lumping these fucktards together because of their weird fucking ideology. But when it comes to Muslims, no, we can't do that shit. No matter how many people they kill. Sorry. Little rant there.
You ranting? What?
You know, it's actually funny. When I first started my channel, a lot of people asked me, why do you call yourself the ranting monkey? It's like, well, in the videos, I don't do it much. And I was like, catch me on live stream. You'll see. So, got a crazy shooter at Walmart. Chuck a piece in New York. What else do we have?
Well, how would you like to know what kind of mind manipulation Russia was doing on you with advertisements on Facebook?
Ooh, I love my Russian stories. Yes.
All right. This is from CNN Media. Seen any of these before? You may have been targeted by Russian ads on Facebook. Let's see. So I'm just going to go down and start reading off the profiles of the ads in question. Number 1, join us because we care. The Internet Research Agency ran several pages designed to look like they were part of the Black Lives Matter movement. One ad encouraging Facebook users to like one of those pages, Black Lives Matter. The ad featured pictures of African American people shot by police and contained the message, "Join us because we care." According to data released by the House Intelligence Committee, the troll group spent more than $2,500 in 2015 and 2016, paid in rubles, promoting this ad. It was targeted to places around the U.S., including Ferguson, Missouri, the place where one of the people featured in the ad, Michael Brown, lived and died. And it was called Black Matters was the name of the Facebook page.
Who were they trying to help with that ad?
I don't know.
Because that's
just promote it, I guess.
That sounds more like a Hillary ad than a Trump ad.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because the next example is support Hillary, save American Muslims.
Okay, maybe
one ad promoted a Support Hillary, Save American Muslims event that was set for outside the White House on July 9th, 2016. That ad was targeted at people who had expressed an interest in Hillary Clinton or the Muslim Brotherhood on Facebook and who lived in Washington, D.C. Number 3, Trump is not...
Before we get to 3, I can maybe number 2 can be a little reverse psychology there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, that's okay. Give me number 3. Let me see how good they are at this.
Number 3, Trump is not my president event. On the morning after Election Day 2016, the Russian page Black Matters, which was designed to look like a black activist group, began promoting a Trump is not my president event to take place at New York City's Union Square. The ad was targeted at people living in New York, according to the release from the House Intelligence Committee, which does not specify whether it means New York State or New York City. Okay. And it reads, people are genuinely scared for their future. Racism won, ignorance won, sexual assault won. Stop Trump, stop racism, join the protest at Union Square Saturday, 12 p.m. Bring signs, snacks, and water. Okay.
Hey, so this is after the election.
Yes.
All right.
And the last example, and this is a quote from Satan. Satan, if I win, Clinton wins.
All right.
On October 19th, 2016, a meme appearing to show Satan and Jesus arm wrestling was posted on the Russian page Army of Jesus. The post accompanying the image read in part, Hillary is a Satan, and even though Donald Trump isn't a saint by any means, he's at least an honest man and he cares deeply for this country. My vote goes for him. The ad was targeted at people in the U.S. who had expressed interest in conservative commentators, including Laura Ingraham, Bill O'Reilly, and Rush Limbaugh, and also those who expressed an interest in Christianity, Jesus, and conservatism in the United States. According to the committee, the equivalent of only $1 was spent on the ad, generating 71 impressions and 14 interactions, and totally flipped the election.
I say that's what gave Trump the win right there.
This is all bullshit.
Proof of meddling. They got him.
Yeah.
God damn these people.
Well, I'll tell you what, if this is telling us that, $2,500 there, $1 there, who knows how much so somewhere in the neighborhood of so Russia can spend $5,000, I'm just guessing. I'll be generous. I'll say $10,000. Let's say $10,000 on Facebook ads and sway the entire nation towards their chosen candidate. Wow. We suck.
Thank you, tall person. Happy National Calzone Day, everybody. Back at you. The ads don't even go together. There's not one narrative. Because it's some support. Some are actually like number 2. I could see that as maybe a reverse psychology thing, but the other ones are pretty clear. there's no hidden message there.
Hmm.
And they went for both sides. God, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
The whole Russian thing is fucking stupid.
I was wondering who's making the most money off of this Russian investigation thing, because I really want to know who's profiting off of the hunt. And like I say, if they find some, legal malfeasance at the top of the whole chain of everything, or something that actually somehow broke the law, by all means. But so far, it's been almost a year since the election, and over a year since the first rumors of Russian collusion began. Nothing.
Yeah.
And what they have presented is nonsense. I mean, holding Google and Facebook to the fire over this, there's a lot of things to hold Facebook and Google to the fire over. Taking $5,000, $10,000 in ad money that may have affected, quote unquote, 126 million people, but not affected them in any actual, tangible, measurable way, just that at some point their ad appeared somewhere on their feed, which they probably didn't even see or pay attention to.
Well, they told us that one ad only got, 71 impressions?
Yeah.
It's fucking
and 14,
retarded.
And 14 people clicked on it.
Why would you even bother mentioning that? God damn. This is what our tax money's going for. Good job. Plus,
Hello? 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 Okay, I can't hear anything. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Because I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, Monkey disappeared.
I don't know what happened to Spunky.
Yeah, I mean, I see him there. I don't see him muted, so something has happened. Can anybody hear us? I guess to the next question. All right, we hear Scribe and SDA. Okay, we can't hear Monkey. Well, Monkey, if you can hear us, we can't hear you. You might want to restart, dude.
That's not good.
Well, anyway, unless there's Monkey.
So that ad is, I don't know why they're like, oh, this ad that got 2 touches.
Well, I got to come up with something, I guess.
It was all of the important. It was like, no, what the fuck, that wasn't.
I got sent a quick update from a story that we talked about last night from Jordan 250. I'll just cover that real quick. This was about the hostage situation at a school last night we talked about that started off saying it was just a hostage situation. They didn't know if there was a gun, and then there was a shooting and something. Well, this is the update. Police teacher rescued.
Well, that sucked.
Okay,
hey, we can hear you.
Don't know what happened there. You just dropped out of the universe.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, go back to where you were. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is an update from a story from last night. The hostage situation at a school. Teacher rescued, suspect killed in school standoff.
Damn.
Authorities shot and killed a man suspected of holding his child's 70-year-old teacher hostage for nearly 7 hours. Riverside, California. Authorities shot and killed a man suspected of holding his child's 70-year-old teacher hostage for nearly 7 hours in a Southern California elementary classroom Tuesday. A SWAT team entered the room at Castleview Elementary School east of Los Angeles shortly before 6 p.m. Negotiators had been talking to the man but hadn't heard from the woman. Quote, "We, of course, had been fearing for the hostage's life all day," Officer Ryan Railsback said. But the decision to hurl distracting flashbang grenades and storm the classroom was made because, quote, "the fear of her safety was increasing." The man was seen being wheeled away on a gurney into an ambulance, and he was declared dead at a hospital hours later. The teacher was taken to a hospital for examination, but didn't appear to be injured. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. It's still not clear what prompted the man to enter the school shortly before 11 a.m. and barricade himself with the teacher, and it wasn't immediately known whether he had a weapon, although he did bring a backpack onto campus. The suspect had suffered, quote, "an emotional breakdown that morning," his uncle Carl Jackson told the station. Oh, did they give the guy a name? Okay, so they give us the name of the uncle. They don't give us the name of the man. All right. "He's not dangerous," Jackson said before the standoff ended. "It's just a matter of getting in there and talking to him because we can talk to him."
Wait, the guy who took a hostage isn't dangerous.
This is
Okay.
The family might be biased. I don't know.
You think maybe?
Let's see. Yeah, there's not much more to the story. There's still apparently no one was hurt except for the hostage taker, and they're still sorting out the whys and the wherefores.
Did the story mention? I didn't hear it because yesterday there was a brief mention of a shooting.
Yeah, they don't mention that here at all. There was, like they said something to the effect of there was a notion that the man may have had a weapon, but all he had was a backpack that they know of. So they're still not confirming that one way or the other. So I don't know. Yeah, they said a shooting, but that's not mentioned here.
Alrighty.
So, let's see. The only other news I have is I'm not going to read all of this stuff, but we have 2 new high-profile sexual harassment / assault accusations in Hollywood today.
Yeah, we do.
The first is Brett Ratner, the director, was accused of sexual misconduct by Olivia Munn and others. Let's see. In a Los Angeles Times story published Wednesday, 6 women, including actresses Olivia Munn and Natasha Henstridge, she of Species fame, accused Ratner of allegations ranging from sexual assault to harassment and incidents in private homes, at industry events, and on movie sets. Ratner denied the allegations outlined in the report. Henstridge, who's best known for roles in the 1990 film Species and 2000's The Whole 9 Yards. Was she in The Whole 9 Yards? I thought that was... Wait. I'll have to check that because I thought that was Amanda Peet that was in The Whole 9 Yards, unless she was also in there too, I guess. She told the publication that when she was a 19-year-old fashion model and Ratner a 20-something up-and-coming music video director, she found herself alone with him in his New York apartment after an evening there with friends. The actress alleged that Ratner, quote, blocked the doorway with his body and wouldn't budge when she tried to leave and began touching himself before forcing her to perform oral sex. Quote, he strong-armed me in a real way. He physically forced himself on me, she said. At some point, I gave in and did his thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Actress Olivia Munn also shared a story of an alleged incident with Ratner early in her career. Munn told Los Angeles Times she was an aspiring actress in 2004 when she visited the set of After the Sunset, which Ratner directed. Ratner masturbated in front of her, Munn said, when she went to deliver him a meal in his trailer. Munn had written about the alleged incident in her 2010 book, Suck It, Wonder Woman, The Misadventures of a Hollywood Geek, but did not name Ratner. The same year, during a television appearance on G4's Attack of the Show, the director said he had dated Munn and that he had banged her a few times before forgetting her as she had changed her name. Earlier in her career, Munn used the first name Lisa, but now goes by her middle name professionally. Okay. Well, and then the other one, which I honestly...
Real quick.
Yeah.
Poppy just said something in chat. How do you force blowjobs? Bite that shit off. I've always wondered that. I understand him blocking the door, but once you bite his junk, he ain't going to be able to do much.
Mm-hmm.
Just bite that shit, guys.
And there's some pretty good proof that you were an unwilling participant in such a thing at that point, too.
Yep. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, the other one today that I would not have seen coming was against Dustin Hoffman.
I could see that.
Dustin Hoffman sexually harassed me when I was 17, says Anna Graham Hunter, an actress who starred alongside him in the 1985 TV film Death of a Salesman.
Her name's Anna Graham.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I'll show myself out.
Let's see. Dustin Hoffman sexually harassed me when I was 17. This is a long sort of op-ed kind of thing where she talks about all of the instances that she's describing. And some of them sound really odd, but then a lot of things sound odd. Where's the one that I was... Hold on, let me find... There was one in particular, some interaction that... Okay, so... Whoops, and now it's playing a video. Why is it playing a video? Where's Where is the video being played? Okay, I've got a video playing somewhere. Shut up, stupid. All right, sorry about that, guys. It's like it was hidden at the bottom of the page on a different tab, and I was like, where the hell is that coming from? Okay, let me try to find that one more time. All right, so this is a story I've told so often, I'm sometimes surprised when someone I know hasn't heard it. It begins, quote, Dustin Hoffman sexually harassed me when I was 17. Then I give the details. When I was a senior in high school in New York City, interning as a production assistant on the set of Death of a Salesman, he asked me to give him a foot massage my first day on set. I did. He was openly flirtatious. He grabbed my ass. He talked about sex to me and in front of me. One morning, I went to his dressing room to take his breakfast order. He looked at me and grinned, taking his time. Then he said, quote, I'll have a hard-boiled egg and a soft-boiled clitoris. His entourage...
That's sexy as fuck.
Like his entourage burst out laughing. I left speechless. Then I went to the bathroom and cried.
Why cry?
The first several times I told this story, I left out the soft-boiled clitoris. Wait, so his entourage burst out. So it was like.
Wait, what did? I'm sorry. Can you repeat the remark? I cut out.
I'll have a. Okay, so he said, I'll have a hard-boiled egg and a soft-boiled clitoris. Whatever the hell that means. And again, his entourage burst out. So it wasn't like he was alone with her. It was like in a group of other people.
Was he even talking about her?
I don't know. It sounds like something. It's maybe some like out of context inside joke or something that he said because all of his pals were there.
The part that gets me is that she said usually, or when she used to tell the story, she left out the clitoris remark.
Yeah.
So she just told people
that
he ordered an egg.
Yeah. So the first several times I told this story, I left out the soft-boiled clitoris. When I finally started including it, my voice sometimes broke, but it got easier. When I spoke to a reporter recently and she told me she would have to track down people from the set to verify my account, I felt queasy. What would they say? I could only imagine them shaking their heads. She didn't seem too bothered by it then. She sure laughed a lot. Or they'll say, I don't remember him ever saying that. One of the two.
Well,
Real quick.
I'm just trying to figure out how this has anything to do with sexual harassment or sexual assault.
Well, that's the thing.
There's more stories.
The first part that she told, rubbing his feet and then he grabbed her ass, that's fine. I do not understand why you would go into a bathroom and cry and then be queasy telling people that he said this. That's...
I mean, that's not half as bad as some of the shit Spunky said to me. Or
no shit.
Me.
Well, hold on. So that was again. I'm not unless you want me. I can read more, but I mean, she's recounting a series of incidents. That was just the first one.
Okay. Let's go to the other ones. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
Real quick, because we're going to interrupt. I don't know why you stop us.
Well, it is a waste of your breath to ask questions that may be answered momentarily.
Okay, I'm gonna because this one is inspiring.
Your impatience may be misplaced. Let me put it that way.
Okay. I'm muting for.
All right.
I'm not. I'll interrupt all the fuck I want to.
Yeah. All right. So week one, she's recounting her time on the set of this production, as far as I can tell.
What is she, a fucking journal of this shit? Holy crap!
Okay. Week one. Timeline. January 21st, 1985. During lunch, I had to put some chairs in Dustin Hoffman's room. When I went in, he was with Elizabeth, another production assistant, his daughter Jenna, his stand-in Cassandra, probably just for lighting or something, Cassandra, who was giving him a foot massage, and his assistant Frankie. Quote, why don't you join our little party? I haven't finished my lunch, so go get to your lunch. So I did. Cassandra was rubbing his feet, and he said, this goes right to my brain. You know, every time you touch your foot, it goes to a different part of your body. Right now, Cass is at my right kidney. Okay. Jenna said, good, press harder. When Cassandra had gone, he asked me to massage his foot. I said, I'm only good at necks. He said, so pretend it's a neck. Elizabeth and I were discussing why he is so nice to us. One reason is because he likes girls. Jenna is in 8th grade. Another is probably because he gets tired of all the kissy-assy people. Okay. January 23rd. Today, oh, I guess she is reading from some kind of journal. Today, Dustin entertained me, Elizabeth, John Malkovich, Stephen Lang, and Arthur Miller with an enlightening discussion on breasts. Needless to say, I felt quite inadequate throughout the whole thing. He said, I don't like them when they're tan because then they look like part of the body, Stephen said, which they're not. Dustin is a great storyteller. What? Okay. Week 2, January 28th, Dustin said to me today, quote, so did you have sex over the weekend like I told you? No. What is this, celibate weekends? Next weekend, okay. No, I'm talking about last weekend. You sure you didn't? Yes, I was cracking up. Smile if you're lying. January 31st, today I realized some things about this business that scare me. First of all, Dustin's a lech. I'm completely disillusioned. After Tootsie, I thought I wanted to marry him. Elizabeth asked him what he wanted for lunch. He said, your left breast. You're disgusting. Okay, your right breast. You pig. She walked away. Pam, the office assistant, said if Bob Colesbury, the producer, had heard that, she would have been gone in a second. I know Dustin would never let that happen, but it's still scary. Today, when I was walking Dustin to his limo, he felt my ass 4 times. I hit him each time hard and told him he was a dirty old man. He took off his hat and pointed to his head, shaved for the part, and said, no, I'm a dirty young man. I have a full head of hair. So would Bob have fired me if he'd seen me hit Dustin? This goes on for like several more pages and stuff. And some things in here, if true, are totally inappropriate.
Yeah, some things are just him making weird jokes.
Yeah, and with there are other people around and trying to be funny. I don't know. Maybe there's something more horrific later on in this journal, and it shows a picture of her actual like handwritten journal page. So she was journaling all of this.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, because that's like some pretty. I'm not like denying that somebody might journal all that kind of stuff, because like I have a journal that I keep as well. So like if that's what's happening, I totally understand. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. I mean, I'm just skimming the rest of this. So aside from grabbing her ass, which again, that's not appropriate in any way, shape, or form, especially if she's technically a minor at that stage of the game. I don't know what the situation was, but yeah, he might be a pig. I don't know if that counts as sexual assault, but
it's not. And for the grabbing the ass one, she didn't tell him to stop. Now, if they've been flirty, and I'm not defending what the guy did, if she really didn't want him doing, why not say, don't do that? Stop. I'm not comfortable with you touching my ass. No, she said, you're a dirty old man, which he might have taken as being flirty.
Yeah, so I'm just skimming the rest of these entries, and yeah, you've got some male chauvinists, for lack of a better phrase, talking guy stuff to girls, which admittedly isn't professionally appropriate in any way, shape, or form, depending on the circumstances. But given her reactions, and even her journaled reactions, like the last one on here, week 5, February 20th, 1985, no one is 100% good or bad. Dustin's a pig, but I like him a lot.
Yeah, sometimes guys are just pig. I mean, oh God.
Like you two.
Yes. I wouldn't grab your ass because that is inappropriate. But I can see how
to grab him. I'm just saying.
He would if she doesn't go stop that, he would take it as she's okay with the playfulness. It's creepy, disturbing behavior. I'm not in any way saying it's okay.
But some of it's
But why
not
the fuck
really
didn't you say stop?
Creepy. Yeah, I don't know. And the other thing is that, yeah, in a lot of situations that wouldn't be workplace appropriate, but at the same time, on here is workplace appropriate either.
This isn't the workplace.
Well,
it is for us.
It is for us.
Have you ever worked in on a play
Yes, I have.
There is nothing appropriate about what happened with our plays that we did.
Oh,
and
no,
we were just,
like, yeah.
we were just in high school at the time. So I can't imagine what it's like on a movie set. And yeah,
Well,
he probably shouldn't be hitting on a 17-year-old girl because, come on, Dustin, you're like 90. But I mean, from the reading of this, there's a difference between sexual harassment, sexual assault, and somebody just being a fucking pig. Dustin sounds like he's just she's at the end. What you said there, that's all it is. She went into the bathroom to cry over the clit comment. This woman is,
well, she was
way
17 at the
oversensitive.
time. She's
I don't
reading
give a
from her
shit.
journal, so if,
That's where you get the. That's where you. I don't know. Like, that's where you lose me. Here's the thing about this is where you lose me, when half of your complaints, or most of them, are that he said something you didn't like. It really cheapens a lot of the other stuff that she's saying, because it's like, well, how do we know you're not exaggerating? You cried over a clit comment.
Well, if you look at the one about the boobs, it was a bunch of guys in there. She doesn't say he addressed her at all. Just was talking
that's
about what
just
he
it.
thought about boobs.
Is that half the stuff isn't even addressed to her. It is, it might have nothing to fucking do with her, and she's taken a lot of it personally.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, at best, she's not a very reliable narrator.
I'm going with she's incredibly sensitive, and yeah, he did things that were inappropriate. That's absolutely true, especially if he was grabbing her ass. But there are situations where he might have thought that was okay. I'm not saying it was, but with the interactions that they're talking, like he told her, rub my feet, and what was her response? I'm better at necks. That's not the way you say I don't want to rub your feet. You say no.
The way to say I want to give you a neck massage,
isn't it?
Like, that's what my first thought was. I'm like, all right, so you want to touch something else? Like, you're not saying I don't want to fucking touch you, you dirty old man. She's like, well, I don't want to touch that. I want to touch that.
Now the other guy's a fucking pig if the accusations are true, and should probably be facing jail time for it.
I wonder if he was taking his cues from Harvey Weinstein, because jerking off in front of women, forcing them to do stuff.
Why would this like keep being a thing where they're jerking off in front of women? Like, what on earth?
Yeah.
Why would you just randomly do, like, how do you? I don't get that. Like, you just whip it out and start, and she's like, holy shit, do you want me to fucking, all right, bye.
I don't get the whole masturbating in front of women thing. That's weird to me.
It's super bizarre to me as well. I'm like, anyway.
Is she cutting out, or is that me?
She's cutting out.
Okay. Well, with my problem earlier, I'm making sure.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Okay. Enough with dirty old men. Do we want to try to fit in a?
Leaving?
Fuck you. Do we want to try to fit in an MSS story or two?
Sure.
Or did you have more?
No, that was all the big stories I had.
Okay.
And I'm still keeping an eye on the Walmart thing, but I'll do a couple of quick ones here from MSS News. Let's see. This one comes from senior staff reporter Colleen Bernier. Not a Florida man, but a Wisconsin woman.
Oh.
Wisconsin woman accused of driving with child on minivan roof.
What the fuck?
A mom in Ozaukie, Wisconsin, north of Milwaukee, has been charged with child endangerment after police said she had her 9-year-old son ride atop her minivan to hold down a plastic pool she was transporting.
What the fuck?
According to court documents, Amber Schmunk,
Nice.
28, was trying to get the pool home in Saukville, Wisconsin, but it wouldn't fit in her vehicle. Police said she, quote, decided to put the pool on top of the minivan, but had no way to strap it down, so she had her child climb on the roof and hold it down while she drove.
Yeah, nothing could go wrong there.
She also reportedly told officers that it was, quote, only for a short time, maybe 20 to 30 seconds.
Then how did they catch her?
And how did it, why did you, if it was only 20, 30 seconds on a car, why don't you just carry the thing home?
Well, maybe she's a really fast driver.
Let's see. Here's a puzzler to this report. According to Milwaukee's WTMJ-TV, she also told police that she thought it was safe because she had used a strap to hold the boy down. So if she had a strap, it's hard to understand why she didn't just use the strap rather than the boy strap combination.
She strapped the boy to the roof and had him hold a pool. Oh my
God. The strap wasn't
God.
long enough for the pool. I don't know. She's in court. If she's found guilty, she faces a possible 10-year prison sentence and $25,000 fine. Jesus.
Now, I don't think she deserves 10 years in prison for this.
No.
She's just an idiot. That's Jesus Christ.
Let's see. What else do we got? How about one more before? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we'll do one more. But thankfully, that child didn't fly off the fucking roof.
Oh. Is this true? Is this true? I guess we'll find out real quick. Okay, this is from Griffin. This comes from the Conservative Tribune, so I, take that for what it's worth. Liberalism is tolerance. Now do exactly what we tell you to, or be sued for thousands. Okay. Anyway, they're moving on to the story in general. A transgender teacher at Hall Elementary School in Oregon has been handed a $60,000 settlement for alleged harassment. And what was the appalling disturbance that they claimed to have suffered? Well, some of her coworkers called her a she. Of course, she is a woman. A few years ago, however, Brenna Sowell decided to shake things up and drag everyone around her into her chaotic personal life at the same time. The fifth grade teacher began calling herself Leo and insisted that all of her coworkers stop addressing her as a woman. That made the pronoun she off limits. Bizarrely, that wasn't enough because Leo decided that being called he was also offensive.
Oh, for fuck's
Quote,
sake.
Sowell identifies as neither male nor female and uses the pronoun they instead of he or she. But, Sowell wrote, coworkers continuously called Sowell she, lady, or Miss Sowell, explained the Oregonian. Even the term transgender is apparently wrong. According to the Daily Caller, Leo, now prefers to identify as transmasculine and genderqueer.
How much did this cunt get?
$60,000, apparently. Sorry, one second. Even though there was no evidence that Sowell was being discriminated against, the school district was so terrified of a lawsuit that they agreed to compensate her, she, them, whatever, for $60,000 in cash on the off chance that there might have been emotional distress. Nice work if you can get it.
I hate people. Here's the thing. If you don't want to be called he or she, your pronoun is idiot. That's it.
Did you get the super chat from Darkshade?
I did not. Thank you so much, Darkshade. I wish Mr. Medicare series had covered the assholes at WTFIWWY. I don't know what that is. I guess even if they posted there, they don't count as that guy with the glasses. What is WTF? What the fuck is
wrong with you? What the fuck is
could
wrong
be?
With you? I've never heard of WTF. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. I did start watching Medicare's last video, and so far I've enjoyed it, but I only got about halfway through.
Yeah, we can talk about that at drama time, I guess.
Yep.
You want to do any more, or you want to go to YouTube time?
We're pretty late in the broadcast, so let's go ahead and jump to YouTube time.
Okay, thank you guys for the stories you sent. If we have time tomorrow, we'll do a MSS News deluge to try to catch up.
Oh, SDA.
Yeah.
What did you do today?
I didn't get anything done today.
Well done. I
do have a video that I'm going to try to get out tomorrow.
You know what I love? I love this, and thank you guys so much for doing ads on Scribe's channel, because we can't get those done during his show. Mm-hmm. It makes YouTube time on my turn actually longer than it ever should be, because now I have to tell you guys I didn't do anything either, which for the record is going to be that way pretty much all week. Scribbles, I know you did a video and you have some ads, so
Yes.
take it away.
I was actually afraid earlier today that I wouldn't get any ads done because I for the first half of my day I couldn't think straight because of the migraine. So I was able to write a couple that work through the pain. So anyway, the short version is the results of ads today come from a brain in absolute torment. So take that for what it's worth. But aside from that, I'll get to those in a second. I did a video. I boggled that I was able to do a video today as well. It's the 7th entry into my series Expatriate Games. And it's a Splinter video that came out the other day that tells us the story of legal observers outside an Oregon courthouse who try to keep ICE in check.
Of course.
Now, I won't give away everything. I mean, I basically just described exactly what's going on, but they make a lot of complaints / claims in this short little video that ignore reality in a lot of ways, or at least they don't make a decent argument as to what the problem is. So as is tradition, I posted it just before the stream started, so it's over on my channel now. Take a look if you like after the stream, not right now. Also, I'm just on the verge of hitting 2,300 subscribers, and I'm like 2,299 or something. And
Nice.
I hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, which was a neat milestone. So I have at least twice as many people as were in my high school occasionally looking at gobbledygook I post onto Twitter, which is just amazing to me.
Well, that is cool, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks to everybody who, went to the effort of clicking that button. Okay, so on to the ads. I got so at 6 or 7 today, something like that. So the first one was from Sanguine, who was, of course, giving me all sorts of research headaches at the end. This is actually the last one I did. Oh, sorry.
Before you do that, can we sing a happy birthday real quick?
What's your channel? What do you want to do?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that real quick, and then we'll get into the. Apparently, it's Shadow Saint's birthday. So.
Oh.
Anyway.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear Shadow Saint.
dear Shadow Saint. Oh, sorry.
Happy
birthday,
happy birthday
to
to
you.
Happy
Whoa.
birthday.
That vibraration made my ears happy. I don't know what else to say.
Ad time.
That's I guess that's some kind of oral sex.
Well
All
played.
right. Sanguine requested, and I had to look this up because I have no idea what this stuff's about. A movie about Vidar preparing for and then fulfilling his destiny. And who is Vidar, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, you might ask? I didn't know either, but here we go. Sanguine Studios invites you to partake in a tale of war, death, and vengeance from the ancient halls of Norse mythology. The enthroned figure of High foresees the death of Odin, the Allfather, at the jaws of the monstrous wolf Fenrir at Ragnarok. But though it is expected that the mighty Thor would avenge Odin's death, the seer says it is not so. Vidar, the silent son of Odin, shall be the one to avenge the great king by tearing the giant wolf's jaws asunder. Witness the epic tale of battle and destiny as an unavoidable fate decreed by the gods pits brother against brother to the brink of existence itself. Ragnarok, the jaws of vengeance.
That actually sounds like a good movie.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, who knows? Maybe that'll be part of the Thor movie that's coming out like tomorrow, or not. Meshisu asked for an ad for Florida brand flesh-covered blow-up dolls. I kind of left the Florida part out, but everything else should be in here. Hey, fellas! Oh, sorry.
For those who have missed it, you can go find out what the hell that's all about on Scribe's channel from last night.
Yes, we covered a news story. So this isn't just out of thin air per se. It is unfortunately relevant to reality. Hey, fellas, tired of those old vinyl blow-up dolls? Creeped out by the rubbery feel of those real girl dolls? Then you need Skinned Alive, the new inanimate sex surrogate with real human flesh. Our patented Buffalo Bill skin harvesting process ensures that your next intimate encounter feels like the real thing. In fact, if you can't distinguish our product from a real corpse, you'll get a full refund. Skinned Alive sex dolls from Mashisu Corporation, the #1 choice of all Leatherface Lotharios.
Nice. I like the Buffalo Bill reference.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill. Gotta love Buffalo Bill. Okay, then Point Curation asked for an odd one, and I took him literally. He asked for an ad for a spooky Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 different words. Now, I had to look up, what exactly is a ween all by itself? Well, here you go. And it's actually, well, I had to go about this in a kind of circuitous way because of what happened with finding out the definition of this. Expand your vocabulary of archaic phrases with the new book by Point Curation, Obscurus Verbis. Inside, you'll find such underused words like ween, W-E-E-N, which means to be of the opinion, to think, or suppose. For example, I ween that human flesh would be better than rubber on a sex doll is a slightly spooky, if hollow, ween. So pick up your copy of Obscurus Verbis today, everywhere strange books are sold.
All right. What is a ween now?
So it's sort of like if you could almost replace the word suppose with ween, like I ween that hamburgers are the tastiest.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of it's a very old, out of use phrase, but it effectively means suppose, or this is my opinion, or I think, that kind of thing. Like, all right, I think that SDA's bat costume was pretty, would be like, I ween that SDA's bat costume was pretty, or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there you go, your word of the day. Next,
it was a nice bat costume.
Yeah, it was.
Well, thank you.
Bat lives matter.
No, fuck bats.
Let's see, 6.
Bat lives matter, monkey. Bat lives matter.
Fuck bats.
6 Watts requested a ranting monkey midget airline. At
I like how you signed that.
Yeah, well, I had to think hard about this one. At Adorable Airways, your comfort is our first priority. That's why, in order to provide you with the most legroom, headroom, and aisle space possible, we only employ little people. That, and our founder, Ranting Monkey, has a midget fetish. So fly with us today and meet our exclusive figurine flight attendants. They're ready in their tight outfits to cater to your every need while on your journey. Adorable Airways, midget tested, Ranting Monkey approved.
I would fly that.
You would do something with that, I'm sure. Tall person requested a dealer's.
Fuck out of them.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly, and get sued. You'd be sued.
How they'd like it.
You'd be the next one on the list of Harvey Weinsteins. Tall person requested a dealer's choice, and I had meant to do something that a family member of mine had made up, but I asked them about it, and they said, please don't. So I was like, okay. So I went to the Amazon random product generator and came up with this. Whether you're heading out into the cold or about to attempt a treetop act of terrorism, nothing says professional like Fear Face, the tall person brand balaclava ski mask. Made from high-tech polyester fiber and a dash of societal menace, Fear Face provides excellent wind resistance and quality absorbency of gunshot residue and blood. So be the envy of your ninja cosplay society, I mean Antifa, with Fear Face by Tall Person.
It's Fear Face.
Fear Face. 2 more to go. Sanguine wanted a Halloween movie where people become their costumes. Oh, sorry, 3 more. I looked at them. The last one was short. Okay. Next Halloween, get ready to learn that imitation is the sincerest form of slaughter. When a group of teenagers out for tricking and treating desecrate an old graveyard with their hijinks, old evils are released into their costumes, ready to terrorize the town through traumatic transformations. The boy dressed as a clown becomes an evil clown. The girl dressed as Elsa becomes an evil Elsa. The girl dressed as a bat becomes an evil bat. And the boy dressed as a fire hydrant becomes a fire hydrant. Sanguine Studios brings you the new fall line of fashionable horror in Curse of the Costume Stones.
Nice. Costume Stones. That's nice. That's a good play on words.
Okay, and this one is from Sweeper. Harkens back to some 50s sci-fi stuff. A movie where outer space zombie dinosaurs come to try and take over the world.
That's very creative. I'm going to throw that out there.
You're breaking up a little bit there. Was that just me, SDA?
Blame me.
If there's an SDA. Okay, well, anyway. Monkey was roboting there. Was it just me, or did you hear that?
Oh, I don't know.
Hello.
It kind of cut out. Maybe that was a me thing.
Hello, hello?
Hello.
Okay. Well, if it happens again, I'll let you know. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
From the far reaches of the cosmos, a scourge exiled by one civilization is about to become the horror of another. Ours. A prison ship from Zeta Reticuli 7 has veered off course from its destination into our sun and has crash-landed in the Florida Everglades. And its occupants? A calamity of Cretaceous creatures craving conquest. Prepare for bloody retribution 65 million light years in the making. Director Sweeper Steven brings you Zombie Dinosaurs from Outer Space.
Well done.
I couldn't
Why
come
they
up
got to
with,
be zombie dinosaurs?
I couldn't, I don't know. I couldn't come up with a clever, like I tried to come up with like, is there a way I can like mix zombie or dinosaurs together? How about the Terrorsaurs? And I was like, oh wait, Terrorsaur was the Transformer. Never mind.
Zombasaur.
Sorry. And lastly, USP 21186 requested Moondrops. Now, it's actually an interesting turnaround where somebody gives me the name of the product and then I have to come up with the ad, especially if it's out of context. Now, what are Moondrops? Well, I found two things in real life that are called Moondrops. One are sleep lozenges, like lozenges that help you sleep. And the other one is a patented kind of grape that is like this cylindrical grape thing that only comes from one like grape farmer or something in California. And they're called Moondrops. I don't know what they taste like. They look weird. But since I didn't want to do an ad for something that actually exists on the off chance that there's some problem with that, I came up with this because you said Moon Poon last night, and I figured why not work this into the Moon Poon lore.
Sweet.
Now that the crime overlord Sir Adamantine has been defeated and the time portal to prehistory has been closed, Crater Valley is ready to celebrate peace once more on the lunar surface. So bring the whole family on over to the Crater Valley Fairgrounds for the latest in high-flying entertainment, Moondrops. Now you can experience the thrill of the ancient NASA lunar module's descent when we drag you 86 miles into lunar orbit and drop you. So be sure to wear your spacesuit diapers. You're gonna need them. Moondrops, presented by USP 211816 Entertainment.
Sweet.
And there you go. And you just
thank you,
paid for my...
Limited. Request for a movie ad about Freddy versus Chucky. Okay, the ads are done on Scribe's channel. So what I'll do is
No, that's fine. It's fine. Ashley, as far as I can tell, I haven't seen Ashley on here before, so she's new to the whole routine. No punishment. You don't have to pay me nothing. I will honor it.
I'm going to donate $10 to you.
No, but because then you're only donating part of what she donated to you because of Google's takeout. Don't bother, monkey. Don't. It's okay. It's all right. Ashley, I will work on an ad for you for tomorrow night. But just so you know, when I'm hosting the stream is the best time to pay for ads that I end up doing, just so you know. But it's okay. No shame. It's fine. Freddy versus Chucky, and that was Ashley Minted. Ashley Minted? Okay. There we go. Okay, I got it on the list. I will work on that. And yeah. So there you go. I'm done with ads for tonight.
Geralt of Revia really wants us to talk about Antifa is apparently saying they're going to overthrow Trump.
On the 4th or whatever?
I don't know if it's related to the 4th or not. I asked, but if he confirmed that, I missed it. Here's the thing. Trump has the United States Navy, the United States Army, the United States Marine Corps, the United States Air Force, the police in every city around the country, the National Guard, what else we got? The Coast Guard even. I don't think Antifa is going to be much of a threat. They can say whatever the fuck they want to. They're supposed to be having their big overthrow on November 4th. I kind of hope they try it, because it would be funny as fuck to see them get just beat the fuck down. But yeah, I don't think Trump's worried. Now, if they did something crazy, and I don't want to put this out into the world, but I have to, and tried to assassinate the president, they're not competent enough to pull something like that off. He says, no, like they actually printed on a newspaper in New York, brush. It's not helping their terrorist group reputation. But I mean, again, he's got the entire weight of the U.S. military behind it. They're not gonna do. Oh, I forgot the Secret Service as well.
Yeah, Secret Service.
And putting an ad like that out into the world, probably not the best idea. Okay, do we have a deep topic for tonight?
Real quick, a quick update on the police shooting, the shooting in Colorado. Let's see. We're currently reporting that 2 confirmed dead males and 1 adult female transported to hospital. No information yet on the shooters, so far as I know, or if there are any other casualties. But that is the latest from that. So I'll keep and thank you, Sylvanas, for sending me the update. I'll keep refreshing the story on the off chance that something more comes up.
All right.
Yeah, not fun. Deep topic. Well, I've got some stuff left over from last night we didn't get a touch on. Oh, holy cow! Check your super chat.
Yeah, I'll get that 1 second. Geralt says, "Sorry for bugging you so much about it, brother." No, it's fine. If there's a story you want us to cover, by all means, throw it out there. But thank you, Sanguine. Not really here, just clocked out and about to start my commute home and listen to the rest. But I missed your past 2 streams, so enjoy. Thank you so very much, and I hope we entertain you on the drive home. Okay,
I've got an everyday feminism, and I've got a Root article.
Oh, I always go with everyday feminism these days because I think they're better. So yeah, let's try that.
Better than what?
Better than the Root. The Root has had some kind of some of their articles have bored me lately. I like the one that we did yesterday. But that was from their subsidiary thing. What was it?
The Very Smart Brothers.
Very Smart Brothers. Yeah. So yeah, let's take a look at everyday feminism.
Okay.
Or no, whatever it was.
Yeah, let's everyday feminism.
Okay.
3 reasons why we need to talk about queer and trans people and birth control.
Time out. Yeah. We forgot YouTube trauma time.
Oh, Mr. Medicare and that guy with the glasses.
Yes. So if you guys haven't checked out that series, make sure you do. He did the final part. It's an hour long, but like I said, so far I've enjoyed it.
Some of the things in there I already knew about. Like I won't give them away, but there's several little scandals in there that I was present to witness as they were happening, so to speak. And so it was like a little bit of nostalgia. There's some things in there I didn't know, and I was like, holy shit, did that really happen? But yeah, so it's interesting stuff. And the thing is, though, it's such a niche series. If you've never watched anybody at that guy with the glasses, it might be interesting on a sort of referential level, but it's really interesting if you ever were a fan or watched those guys back in the day, because it's like, holy shit. That's just amazing. So.
It's also very good if you're a creator.
Yeah.
There's a lot of how or what not to do's in there.
Yeah, a lot of cautionary tales in sort of, and he makes, and I won't, this isn't a spoiler or anything, he makes the point in the video that for everything else that these guys might be, they were some of the first content creators that actually went to the mat to try to turn making videos on the internet into a business. And so a lot of their trials and tribulations are things you can learn from at the basics of trying to do that, if that is something that you want to try to do.
Yeah. The other drama that we had, Marina Shut Up stepped up to Philly D and then got pissed off when he responded. And it concerns everyday feminism. Because apparently she works for them. She's their media coordinator, their online social media.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. So what happened is there was the article that we read about, hey, white people, you're never discriminated against, so shut up. Well, Philly D covered that as well. And Marina made a smart-ass comment making it being a fucking feminist. And Phil answered back. And she got all but hurt because he has more subs than her. Because he has 1 million followers, and that's not fair. And she didn't tag him anyway. Well, if you're talking shit about somebody, you're talking shit about somebody. It doesn't matter if you tag them or not. And if they respond, that's their right. You shouldn't be a cunt. Go ahead.
Oh, so I looked up the team at Everyday Feminism to just confirm this. And yes, Marina Watanabe, social media coordinator.
Yes.
Let's see. I didn't know this. She also runs a Tumblr called Everyday Harassment that serves as a safe space for women and members of marginalized groups to share their stories and educate others on the nature and frequency of sexual harassment.
Oh, I see a video in my future.
You want me to send you the link?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
A Tumblr blog where people share their harassment stories. This will be fun. But anyway, Andy Worski did a great video on this because she's whining about how many more people Phil has than her. Well, 2 weeks ago, Marina Shut Up made a comment mocking some guy as a virgin who only has 47 followers or 41 followers on Twitter. So not only is she a whiny bitch, she's a flaming hypocrite. Because she has a lot more than 41. So that drama's going on. I do recommend, if you're interested in that at all, watch Worski's video. I think that one came out today. And he covers it very well. And points out the hypocrisy she had there. So anyway, Everyday Feminism. Let's check out Marina's publication.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so 3 reasons why we need to talk about queer and trans people and birth control. All right. And this is by Nisha Powell and was published on the 31st.
Okay.
I've been on and off different types of birth control for the past 15 years. Last year, I got Marina.
Of course.
MIRENA, but all the same, it sounds the same. An IUD that's 99% effective in preventing pregnancy and lasts up to 6 years. While dating cisgender straight men in the past, I used birth control to prevent pregnancy. And although I can't get pregnant by my current sexual partner, okay, my IUD is still a lifesaver because my periods have become lighter, shorter, and less painful. Okay. Queer and trans people of color, like myself, however, are almost never reflected in the visible fight for birth control rights.
You're queer. You don't need birth control.
And
real quick, I missed a super chat a long time ago. I need to do this real quick. I'm so sorry. Cryptic said her eggs were stinky. That's why she cried, going back to the woman accusing Dustin Hoffman of sexual harassment.
Was it a $2 one?
Yes. Those fucking things should stay at the top.
Google, yeah. Anything that's donated should stay at the top. I hate
yes,
that.
It should.
So.
And Cryptic, I am so sorry about missing that. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, let's see. trans people of color like myself are almost never reflected in a visible right for birth control rights. Well, here's the thing. Birth control rights don't care about your color. They're laws. They exactly your color or your whatever. They affect you as a person because it's the law. I mean, if no one but white people ever advocated for civil rights, they would still be applicable to everyone.
Yeah.
Anyway, the poster child of the mainstream reproductive rights movement is usually a middle-class, cis, heterosexual white woman. Everything that I'm not. And in the resistance against President Donald Trump's war on reproductive rights, what has he done? I honestly don't know. What has Donald Trump done, signed into law or otherwise advocated for, that is a detriment or obstruction to reproductive rights? And I'm not being facetious. I honestly don't know. Did he do something?
I want to say there was something proposed, and I don't remember what it was. I am so sorry. Yes, but I can't tell you what.
Okay.
There's no law passed. It was just
Right.
a proposal or something.
Okay. Well, I know that the ability of corporations to restrict birth control payments and insurance, but that was a Supreme Court thing, I believe. I don't think that was a Donald Trump thing.
Oh no, that's what it was. No, they were giving more exceptions of some kind for that. I remember.
Maybe that was it. Okay.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Let's see. Nothing for you here says defunding Planned Parenthood is the only thing I can think of. Yeah, but they've been trying to do that since Obama, so that's not a
and
new,
that wouldn't be.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be just She's queer. Why does she need birth control?
I guess we'll find out.
Okay.
So in the resistance against President Donald Trump's war on reproductive rights, stories like mine, aren't centered due to myths that LGBTQ plus folks don't use birth control, get abortions, or have kids. Wait, you got the birth control because you used to date men and slept with men.
Yeah.
That's got nothing, and you still have it because it helps your periods. Well, great, good for you, but that's not its purpose. That's just sort of a nice side effect.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we complaining about again?
Well, she's not represented.
Stories like mine aren't centered due to myths that LGBTQ plus folks don't use birth control, get abortions, or have kids. In reality, we do all of these things, and we desperately need better access to them.
If you're queer and if you're a queer woman and you need an abortion, you're queering wrong.
So I'm curious, how is being gay preventing them from getting birth control?
Hashtag because.
Transgender, non-binary, and queer folks experience barriers to culturally competent reproductive health care. Culturally competent.
Because maybe they're so queer that like there's still a dick and a vagina involved.
No, this is this is maybe one of the dumbest sentences I've ever read. Let me start just for the whole context. Trans, gender non-binary, and queer folks experience barriers to culturally competent reproductive health care because most doctors don't understand our bodies or our sex lives.
Your body's
all
not
they have
different.
to understand is the reproductive system, which you have if you are a functional woman. That's it. That's what birth control does. Birth control does not care about your sexuality. It does not care about who you're fucking. All it cares about is, will it stop an egg from being fertilized? The end. Ah!
I feel like you're not culturally sensitive to her.
I'm not culturally competent. You know what? I am willfully culturally incompetent about her sex life. I do not want to know. Don't want to know. I don't want to know more about your body. I don't want to know about your sex life. I couldn't care less. Legislative attacks on birth control make it even harder for us to get the good care we deserve. Deserve? Well, that's a different question. But legislation affects everyone, not just you. One of Trump's most recent attacks on reproductive health care happened on October 6th, when the Department of Health and Human Services issued new rules that allow employers to opt out of covering birth control on their health insurance plans based on moral or religious reasons. That affects all employees, regardless of who they are. It doesn't matter if you're gay or anything else. If they decide not to provide for birth control in their health insurance plan, it affects employees, not specific subcategories of people.
Scribe, I feel like you're minimizing her pain.
This is a part of Trump's plan to dismantle Obamacare. Okay, I'll maybe go along with that, which made contraception a preventative service and required employers to pay for it. These new rules open the door for future laws that allow discrimination against LGBTQ plus people based on sexual orientation and gender identity. No, that is a federal crime. Unless you're going to overturn the 1964 Civil Rights Act, you're not in any danger of that. And if somebody tries, you've got a great case to sue their asses off. The religion thing is an exception they get away with because of the religious exception in the Constitution that they can argue as part of their rights, etc. They do not get to overturn the Civil Rights Act on the basis of religion. It's a hazy category, I understand, but birth control is not the same as discriminating against gender identity or sexual orientation. Again, you're talking nonsense.
I feel like you're not feeling her pain.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill Clinton. When we talk about birth control, we need to remember that cis straight women aren't the only stakeholders. No, women are. As a pansexual, non-binary woman, birth control changed my life for the better, yet narratives like mine are missing from the media. Narratives like yours are irrelevant. I hate to tell you this. Narratives like yours are irrelevant to the argument over birth control because you are not having kids. You are relieving your monthly pain, which is great. I'm glad that this thing is doing that for you. That's got fuck all to do with birth control rights or anything else. You know, and the availability of birth control for you will be the same as availability for birth control for anyone else in your state and or in the nation, depending on what laws you're operating under.
But Scribe, she's not seeing herself in the ads and stuff for this.
Okay, well, here's the thing. If you see an ad with a woman and it deals with birth control, here's what I recommend. Pretend she's gay.
There you go.
Because nothing about that picture in an ad will tell you one way or the other. I mean, her complaint about pregnancy or abortion or anything else, absent a mention of her sexual orientation, is the exact same complaint you have here in this article. You can just say, you know what? I bet she's gay. Because I love it when people take fictional characters that have no backstory, no context whatsoever, and just impart on them facts about their characters, fictional or otherwise, that are never stated. I love it. Because you can just as easily do the exact opposite and say, aha, you see that character in the background there? They're totally gay. There are no gay characters in Star Wars. How the fuck do you know?
Yeah, we didn't see many people hook up. Thank you, Cryptic. I'm going to get his immediately. What does Apple call their new phone 7 for Asian people? The eye opener. I'm allowed to That's JW logic.
Cryptic can do that because he's Asian, everybody, just so you know.
Indeed, okay. Yes.
Okay, and now we get to the list. Here are the 3 reasons why this is important. I don't know that I'll read all the supplementary text on this, but I'll at least go over the 3 reasons. Reason number 1, we need birth control for the same reasons as straight folks, to prevent pregnancy and to treat medical conditions. And you get it. If it's available, you get it. No. As far as I know, there is no sexual orientation test to get birth control.
But why do they? Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
She gives... okay, and then she gives examples of how queer people use birth control or what their reasons are for doing it, mostly regulating their periods. Like, great. Again, is there a sexual orientation test to attaining birth control? If the answer is no, what are you complaining about?
But okay. I don't understand why. Okay. Queer and trans is what she's saying.
Yes.
Blair White has no reason whatsoever to take the birth control pill.
Yes.
None.
Exactly.
Blair and her boyfriend are never going to have a problem with pregnancy.
Yeah, short of using a surrogate.
Right. And then like gay people, unless they're fucking, unless they're gaying wrong, they're not going to have an issue with birth control. The only thing they would need it for is the medical reasons, which those are valid, and that's great.
Sure.
But that's not part of the birth control argument, and they shouldn't be presenting it that way.
Yeah, and if you're gay and you're taking birth control to prevent pregnancy, then there's only two things I can imagine. Either you're really scared of being forcefully made to have sex, which, I mean, maybe you're a prison guard or something, I don't know. Or the only other reason to get pregnant when you're gay is if you're trying to have a child with some sperm donor guy or some, in vitro kind of situation, but then you wouldn't take birth control because you want to get pregnant.
Maybe they don't know how gay works. Or it could be like Riley and Fiona, where he's like,
not really
I'm
gay.
Totally a lesbian, but we're going to do fuck the normal way anyway.
Okay, the second reason, there are challenges keeping us from getting birth control when we need it, including fear of discrimination from medical providers and lack of access to health insurance. Those are two different things. Access to health insurance is not the same as discrimination from someone. But then I'm wondering what discrimination is going to prevent you from. Again, is there a sexual orientation test to attaining birth control?
What this fear of being judged by medical people, what the fuck does that mean?
Okay.
If you have a vagina and you need to go get the birth control pill, go get it from your doctor. They're going to give it to you. Real quick. Thank you, Snowstorm. Hello, friends. I ride upon a truck of peace, get crushed by the friendship tires and pulverized by the buddy bumper. Nice. Anyway, so.
So she gives a little bit of an example of what she's talking about. I'll just read a little bit of it. Going to the doctor is not fun for a lot of trans and queer people. No, it's not fun for people. I don't know what to tell you. Most people hate going to the doctor. Especially when we have to talk to them about the most intimate parts of our lives. That's what you go to the doctor for.
Thank you, Jordan. They must sit on a lot of dirty toilet seats to need birth control.
Okay. Lucia Leandro Gimeno, the director of Q/TPOC Birth Work Project in Seattle. What the? And work is spelled WERQ.
Of course
it is. In Seattle, says that accessing reproductive health care can be an anxious experience for trans and queer people, especially trans and queer people of color. The fear of being discriminated against by their medical provider is a major barrier. The fact is most medical providers do not get adequate training in working with LGBTQIA+ folks.
Oh, God, no. You're not different from anybody else, for fuck's sake. Your mind might not be there because some of you are fucking insane, but your body, still the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
Doctors don't need special fucking class on how to deal with your body. You're still human.
Yeah. If they ask you, are you sexually active? You say yes or no. If they say, do you use protection? You say yes or no. And based on this information, because if you're biologically a particular thing, I hate to tell you this, the medicine for your biology is going to be the same as someone else with your same biology. It doesn't change, no matter how you may change yourself cosmetically, no matter what other titles you may give yourself or what you want to be called as or whatever else. When it comes down to brass tacks, if you go to the doctor, you have to be honest with them about what's going on with you, regardless of what you would prefer people think about you. There's reality and there's belief. And if you're going to the doctor, you have to be honest. And honestly, I am dying to know if there is a sexual orientation or gender identity test ahead of accessing birth control. If there is, please, by all means, tell me, and I will advocate that it be shot down, because that is discriminatory. It violates everybody's civil rights. It's no good for anybody.
Because there is one. Real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. What do you call a letter from a feminist? Hate mail. Very nice. There is a gender test there. It's, do you have a vagina? And if you do, then you can get the pill. If you're Riley Dennis, they're not going to give it to you.
No. I didn't say gender. I didn't say gender. I said gender identity. Let's be clear. I'm trying to be very, sort of specific in my language here. There's sexual orientation and gender identity. What you identify as doesn't necessarily coincide with your biology, even though that's nuts, depending on who you are, but whatever. Okay.
Well, from the sound of this article, she sounds like she wants a dude to be able to go in and get what the fuck's the name of the pill?
Well, a trans man, yes. I guess. Okay. And number 3, we're excluded from the reproductive rights movement, even though we actually have the hardest time getting adequate health care. Okay, adequate health care and birth control, 2 miles apart kind of things. Okay. And I really want to know, how are you going to have the hardest time?
Because she thinks she's special and the doctors need a special fucking training to deal with her. No, fuck you.
Our society loves to gender things, which led to reproductive health becoming synonymous with women's health. I wonder why that might be. Cis women's health in particular. Cis women refuse to prioritize trans women. Trans women don't need birth control. Unless I'm confusing the term here. If you're a trans woman, that means you have transitioned to a woman, correct?
Yeah, it means you have a dick, or at least you used to.
So if you're a trans woman, birth control is irrelevant. What are you talking about? If you're a trans man who prefers sleeping with men, yes, I can see that. Makes sense. If you're a trans man and you're just trying to regulate your monthly cycle or reduce the pain, yes, I can see that. A trans woman has nothing to do with it. You're fine. No. You're not going to get pregnant. Don't know what to tell you. God.
Yeah. You don't even need it for regulating your cycle because you don't fucking have one.
All right, I'm done. There's more to it, but I'm not going to go.
Yeah, we're good. Chat, this is your time. I'm sorry we're late with this. If you have questions, comments, concerns, throw it into the chat now, and we will do our best to pay attention to those and answer them. If you do have questions, make sure you put question marks behind it. Helps us see what we're looking at there. I'm people mention that I'm triggered by this. I really am, because this shit is so fucking stupid. Even if you want to say, okay, I don't feel like a man, you're still a fucking dude, and you don't need the pill.
Yeah, if you don't feel like a man, I hate to tell you this, at 50 you still need to go get your prostate checked for prostate cancer.
Yep.
I mean, whether you want to believe you are a man or not, your body doesn't know the difference.
Hi, I'm Sneck says, what would happen if a man took birth control, Monkey? It's estrogen, so it would
give you breasts.
Yeah.
Over time.
Thank you, Snowstorm. This is why the military doesn't want trans people. It's one of the reasons that they're I'm XGC Scrappy says, I'm still waiting for my free condoms, ribbed for her pleasure. Check out your local health department. Dark Ale, Ranting Monkey, you celebrating the end of your bout of Reno's. Reno, I'm
Reno 9/11, what? I don't know. Reno's?
Help me out with what that meant. Festering Moon says you can't fix stupid. You're right. But you can try. I like to use a hammer myself. Hey, Scribe, did you see what I sent you on Twitter? That comes from the Malevolent Devil.
You're gonna have to specify, because is your name the same on here as it is there? Because I get a lot of stuff from people.
Nothing for you here. Yeah, guys, please understand, we're not ignoring you if you send us stuff. We just do get a lot of stuff. Nothing for you here. How do you think people should handle the language manipulation coming from media and articles like these? Just make fun of it and point out how fucking stupid it is.
Well, the best thing you can do is read it, like not in the sense like I'm reading it, but I mean just like read it and refer back to what they said before and really think about what they're saying, because this is nonsense. This is patently nonsense. They're complaining about a non-issue in the sense that the laws affect everyone regardless. At least that's how it's supposed to work. Maybe I'm just an idealist. But in this country, it doesn't matter if you are gay, straight, asexual, whatever. If you want birth control and you are a woman, which is only the only requirement required really to make sense for getting it, you have access to birth control. in whatever fashion the state, your employer, or the country provides. And that's it. I mean, whatever subculture you belong to, whatever subset of gender identity that you identify with is irrelevant next to the law that covers all women. That's it.
And that includes the laws of biology.
Yes, that too.
Brian Powell asked, what do you think of the World Series right now? I think we're in Game 7 for those of you who don't know. I haven't been watching it. I've been keeping up afterwards, but I think every World Series should have to go to 7 games. Even if one team is like one at the beginning, like they win 4 games in a row, I think they should still have to play 7 games. I think they should have to play 3 games where one side knows they've lost and one side knows they win. I think it would be more interesting.
Malevolent Devil said it's Raikou 7 about the cat. And you have a sweeper.
Thank you, Sweeper Steven. What do you call an evil turkey? Poultrygeist.
There was a movie called Poultrygeist by Trauma Films did a Poultrygeist movie years and years ago.
Sweet.
Malevolent Devil, oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, a cat had been tattooed.
Oh, no, don't do that to your fucking pets.
An Instagram model had her pet cat tattooed. It's one of those like bald cats that have like a hairless cat. And
yeah, but still.
It looks like a bat tattooed on its chest.
Beautiful.
I would categorize that as animal abuse.
Animal cruelty. Thank you, Cryptic. Why is the woman with no breast a pirate's delight? Because she has a sunken chest.
Oh, God. I heard that in 2nd grade. Good job.
I've never heard that one before.
Oh, I've heard that.
I liked it.
That's an old one.
See, you just wanted me to say your name again. Bearer of Ashmedai says, I have a 6-month-old son. Is there hope the world will make sense when he's old enough to interact with it? Only if people keep speaking up and calling out this stupid shit.
And here's a tip. Don't let your kid have a smartphone that they all by themselves in a room somewhere.
Yeah.
Take part in their activities. I mean, it sounds so after school special stuff, but honestly, the best thing you can do is accompany your child through the learning process and don't leave it to a machine, especially these days, because fuck knows what they're getting and from where.
Dark Allow reworded their thing. Am I celebrating the end of renovations? Just by relaxing finally. Oh, the next 6 minutes said thank you for dropping by the Chaos 120 stream last night. Oh no, my pleasure. Sorry I couldn't stay longer. Just the family's in town. Drunken Uncle wants to know what my thoughts are, or what our thoughts are on the crisis in Canada, the fishing crisis in Canada. I didn't know they had one. I
saw something on that. I didn't get a chance to read it today, so I can't say anything on it. If you send us a story, we can read it tomorrow, maybe on MSS News.
Joys of Sorrow wants to know, or says maybe this is a cheap scheme for free hormones, talking about the birth control thing. Maybe, but there's better birth control to go on, or better hormones to go on, and they're not presenting it that way. They're presenting it as birth control.
Yeah, the birth control is no cheaper now as a result of that argument or anything they were asking for than it was before. They're talking about access. They're not talking about cost. And I'm still trying to understand how they have any worse or better access than your average woman in whatever jurisdiction you're living in, under whatever circumstances you're living in. I mean, it's going to be tougher if you're not employed and with a health insurance plan, depending, sure. But that's no different than a white male with the same health insurance plan. I don't get it.
The Jack Cochran says, I know you didn't read the article, but do you think smelly vaginas are healthy? Smelly is a vague word. If it stinks, no, it's not healthy. There should be a natural scent, and that scent varies between women. But it shouldn't stink. If it's making people gag as you walk by, you need to go see a doctor.
Yeah, or rub it on somebody's backpack.
Yes, God, it's a great way to get your roommate out of the place. Oh, Kara, I think as I said, Kara, advice on how to get a job. Fill out an application.
Yeah.
When you go to the interview, don't be what's the word? Shy. I know it's hard for people to do this, but the way to be confident is really to just fake it until you make it. And when you go into a job interview, I'm sorry. When you go into a job interview, go in there confidently and talk as though you've known that person for years. It's hard, but trust me, it works. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The couple pieces of advice my dad gave me were, one, when you have a resume, keep it to one page. Mm-hmm. Even if that means having to leave off some parts of your work history, just give the most relevant things for the job you're applying for, or at least with the stuff within the last 5 years or so. And put at the bottom references available on request. Don't give a long list of stuff. Keep it a one page, short, simple. Have all of your information at the top of this page, and then list everything down in very clear sections and keep it brief. The other thing that he always told me to do is, like, when they ask you the inevitable question of what would you say is one of your faults or something like that. I don't know if this is good advice or not. I guess I need a second opinion, Monkey. But the tip he always told me is, well, if I have a fault, it's that I might ask more than one person to clarify something for me. Because if somebody tells me how to do something one way, it's often the case that it's not necessarily all the way or the best way. So I might ask somebody else just for clarification. That can annoy some people.
Could be, yeah. That's not a bad answer. My favorite answer to that question I've ever heard, Jeff Foxworthy wrote about it in his book. He said that when he was asked that, he told them, "I'm trying to sell you a product. I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with it."
Yeah.
Like, that's great. For that, I usually, I fucking hate those questions. Make sure you think about this in advance. If you get an interview, they may ask you what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are.
Yeah.
Remember, you're trying to get a job here. Don't tell them that you smoke crack on the weekends.
The other thing, too, is before you go to the interview, do research on the company. Have an idea about what they do, how they do it. Because if an employer, I found an employer is more impressed with someone who knows something about the company they're trying to get a job with, especially if they ask you a question about it's like, what drew you to apply with us? That's them asking, do you actually give a shit about what we do and if you want to actually work here? So that's the difference.
Yeah, don't tell them I need a job. I mean that's true for a lot of people, but I enjoy shopping at your store. Now, Kayla said that she hasn't had any interviews. If you're just having problems getting to that, you might want to check what you're doing on your application. I had one great application. I was reading through it because I used to have to do the hiring when I worked at Walmart, and it was a beautiful application. Everything was great, and then I had to do the interview, and I had to ask them why they left their last job. By the way, if you're asked that at Walmart, here's a little tip: you don't have to give them a real answer because we have to ask, but it's not something that's actually considered really, unless you say something like this woman said to me. She had worked at a gas station, and a customer dropped a lottery ticket. So she picked it up, scratched it off, and it was a $20 winner. So she turned it in. I'm like, and she was applying to be a cashier. I'm like, you just told me you're a thief. I'm not going to.
Why would you admit to that?
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, Cryptic. Everyone should take a resume and interview class. I would agree with that, but it depends on who's running the class.
One other tip. This is a personal one. So many years ago, I decided that I didn't want to do anything other than walk to work because I'm a lazy bastard. So what I did was, here's my advice. Go into Google Maps, put in your home address, and then so you got the map centered, and then put in the search bar, put in the word company or corporation or whatever, business. And then all the little map pips show up on the map that show you all these companies and stuff. Send your resume to those companies, whether they have a job posted or not. And do research on each one a little bit before you send your resume out, and just see what happens. And you'd be surprised how many jobs are available out there that don't end up posted on monster.com or something, or that someone just might say, hey, how did you know we just posted a job or something somewhere? It happened to me, and you might be able to walk to work.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of people talking about smelly crotch in chat.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Geralt asked what I thought about the NFL players kneeling.
Oh, well, we've talked
I
about
think
that
that
part.
story is one. Colin Kaepernick did it for contract reasons. He didn't give a fuck about black people being oppressed. That's just what he said when he was asked about it. Everybody else who's doing it with him, they look like jackasses because they don't even know why he actually did it, or they're not admitting it. Cryptic said nothing for you here. Said that he hadn't gotten to the interview stage, and Cryptic said keep trying because he'd done over 200 applications. You may have to take a job that you're not even interested in if you need money that bad. Don't be too. I know somebody who said to my wife once when she worked somewhere, I'm even willing to put in an application where you work. Don't be that person. If you need a job, get a fucking job and then look for something better. You need to work. You need to make money. Kara says, thanks for the advice, and walking to work won't work since I live basically in the middle of nowhere. I feel your pain.
Well, yeah, okay. And that doesn't work for everybody, but if you can, by all means, give it a shot.
I think the closest business to me is a mile and a half away, which wouldn't be bad like in the summertime, but in the winter, that would suck.
Yeah.
Zenith, thank you. I have my current job where I'm allowed to come to the stream every day because I got lucky. It happens. I mean, I used to tell people when I worked at Walmart and there would like be an opening for a supervisor position. People would come to me. Do you think I might be able to do this? But I don't know. What do you think? Try everything. The worst that happens is somebody will tell you no. Weibo asked earlier who would win in a fight between me and her, and it would be me because you're a midget. Midgets can't fight. You can barely swing your arms. What else do we have, guys? We have 8 minutes left. You guys have been great tonight. Good questions. But we need more.
More.
Because if not, we have to go back to talking about that everyday feminist article. And goddamn, see, but I told you, man, that those motivate me because they are so fucking stupid.
Well, I still have that Root article I didn't read. So,
what was that one about? What was the title?
Dear white women, interracial relationships and biracial children do not absolve you of racism.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Popping out little half black babies still makes you racist?
Yep, because you're white.
Fuck you.
White people.
Weibo says, my black belt says otherwise, monkey. Yeah.
Your black belt, that's racist.
Yeah. You bought that at Walmart. Bullwinkle wants to know, where can I go to get my poodle waxed? That sounds dirty. What would be your opening move against weebs in a duel? I would just put my hand on her forehead.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Brian wants to know who we're hoping to win the World Series. I don't have a dog in this fight. My Cubbies won last year, and
yeah,
right now I don't care. Some Dumb American, when are you and Satsu going to be streaming again?
I don't know. Whenever I get time off. I've just been so fucking busy lately. I'm sorry, guys, especially with with my lack of videos. School's just kicking my ass right now, but probably this weekend.
Let's see. Geralta Rivia says, I was once told by my history world teacher that the Irish weren't treated as bad as the African slaves are. Is this true? It's a difference of, like, there weren't laws that specifically said, it depends, because the wording of some of the old laws was like a white person not in servitude or not in whatever. Yeah, I mean, black slaves had it worse in the sense that they were, legally bound to be less than a person, etc. I'm not as up on what the laws were against Irish or other European servants / slaves, but I guess it's just by a matter of degree,
It's
You're still
really
slave.
not. If you look like indentured servitude would have had the same 3/5 rule applied to them.
Yeah.
Because people look at that 3/5 rule and they thought blacks were 3/5 of human. No, it wasn't just that. If you actually read what it said, and granted, it is fucking trash the way they did it, but the way they did it was it wasn't because they were devaluing people. It was to try to keep one plantation owner, because he had so many slaves, from being able to count for more than he should have in the voting.
Right.
Weibo says, I would give Monkey the information to look up my info on the Kakawan website right now if it didn't dox me. Weebs, look, I know you think you're a little badass, but you're a midget. I would take you down in a heartbeat. And I'm crippling saying that. I know I missed some stuff here. Scrolling back up, guys. Hang with me.
Keep scrolling. What? Oh.
Any of you own a nice watch? I used to. I don't know what happened to it.
I have a decent watch. I got like a stainless steel with one of those like threaded steel bands watch. It's really nice.
RJ Bansma asks, who's worse, Onision, Joy Sparkle BS, or a hobo? That's a
Well,
it depends on what
a hobo at least makes an honest living.
Yeah, no shit. I can tell you who's not the worst. It would be the hobo.
Yeah, there you
go.
Unless he's hobo with a shotgun.
Oh yeah. Somebody asked us if we would ever join the military and what branch. Sorry, I can't find the question. Oh, it was Ashley meant it. Oh, Ashley, thank you. From the ad earlier. This is going to sound horrible. If I would have joined the military, I would have gone Navy. And it's not just because I'm a Navy brat. I've seen how the Marines train. I've seen how the Army trains. The Navy, you still have to stay in shape, but it's not like that. So it's a little bit out of laziness. Plus, you get a lot more chance to see the world than you do in the other branches.
Naval intelligence, if I had to. I almost ended up there. I took the ASVAB, test in high school, and as easy a test as that is, supposedly it pointed all the way towards the intelligence services. And when I told my dad that, he says, "You're not fucking going in the military." I was like, "Oh, sorry." And I was like, "I was in the military. You're not going to go to the military." Oh, okay.
Cryptic says, "Come on, Monkey. I'd run you to the ground like my other Marines." I've run the Marine obstacle course, and no, fuck that. That was when I was young and in shape.
Weibo says, Kukawan, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, whatever, is the internationally recognized Federation of Taekwondo. You don't get your black belt from them. You don't have a black belt and can't compete, based in Korea. Aha. And Chris J says, Scribe wants to investigate belly buttons. If they're on pretty girls, yes.
And the vagina doesn't stink.
Yes.
Weibo says she was this close to joining the Marines. The Marines are hardcore. The only, and I know if there's Army Rangers out there, sorry about this, but the only guys that I've seen that train harder are the SEALs. And yeah.
If Weibo joined the Marines, I'd have to call her Weeboat Jones.
Snowstorm says, Monkey loves semen confirmed. Yeah, nice. I see what you did there.
Har.
Thank you. The malevolent devil wants to know how I got cripple. That I would like to know.
Yeah, we're all wondering.
Just one day. There's a possibility it's from an old injury, but it's 15 years ago, and maybe that's what did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chaos Eve, women. Specify women, not girls. Oh, for God's sakes.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes, pretty women. For crying out loud. Trust me, there are women out there that love being called a girl because it means that you're ignoring whatever their age is.
The feminists who get pissed off by people saying girl.
Yes.
The bitch who played Blossom had a video out there about it.
Melissa Joan Hart.
No.
Hart. Bialik, whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
Bialik.
Yeah, not Bialik.
Yeah, because men are never called boys. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind?
You're nuts.
Oh shit! Top of the hour.
Yep.
Chat, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the donations tonight. Thank you guys for the great questions. You guys were really interactive tonight. That was a lot of fun. I appreciated that. And thank you guys for showing up every night. It's so awesome that you do that. And I cannot tell you enough how great it feels to see you guys every night. Tomorrow we are on SDA's channel at 9 p.m. Eastern. Oh, thank you, Evil Clipazine. Have you heard of bipartisan bill HR 39999? I put one too many nines in there. No, I haven't, but I will look it up after the stream. Scribe SDA, a pleasure as always. Guys, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.